Welcome to a winning edition of Between the Lines, fueled by Gatorade. My name is Gabe Henderson. I'm alongside Ben Lieber. And Ben, you just wrapped up your one-on-one with head coach Kevin O'Connell following today's 28-24 win over the Detroit Lions. What were your thoughts on your conversation with him regarding this win today?
Well, obviously he was really excited. I mean, I walk into the front part of the locker room, and although I can't see anybody in the players, but I heard a lot of hooting and hollering, a lot of celebration, a lot of high fives, all that stuff. And I go in with Coach O'Connell, and he's still his kind of reserved self, but big smile on his face. Yep. I think a big sense of relief. He knew it was going to be a grind against this team. Yep. He knew that. He's like, this is a tough football team. Yeah. Like, they play a great brand of football. We knew it was going to be hard. We just had to stay resilient. He just kept saying, we got to be resilient. He talked about it last week, how we got to battle adversity. Yeah. Not only adversity in the game that they're playing on Monday night, but all through the week. And then today, they did just that.
The word resiliency. The Vikings were down early, 14-0, climbed back into the game, down 17-14 at half. Then going into the fourth quarter, they were down 10 points again. 2 straight touchdowns. What did you see from first half to second half that kind of helped this Vikings team be resilient and get on the winning side?
Well, it's interesting. Like I think when they knew that we had to throw the ball and pass the ball, that's when they became more vulnerable. They had a lot of defensive penalties, a lot of holding on Adam Thielen. They were doing a great job of being physical with Justin Jefferson at the line of scrimmage, so they kind of erased him off the board. But then that opened up everything else for Justin Jefferson, as we saw later in the game with KJ Osborne. Yeah. So I think when we knew that we had to throw the ball and they knew that we had become one-dimensional, it actually exposed them a little bit with, I think, some of the weaknesses that they have in the secondary. We saw that. Coach O'Connell even just told me in the interview that he was kind of designing some plays as the game was going on, based off of the things that they were taking away. So went off script, off the playbook a little bit, had to improvise, and it worked out.
How do you feel like that helps this team going forward? Because every team is going to put their number one cornerback on Justin Jefferson. He only had 3 receptions, 14 yards today. But how does that help the team understanding that Adam Thielen, who had 61 receiving yards today, and KJ Osborne, who had a game-winning touchdown, can contribute to this offense?
Well, I think it builds trust first and foremost, because just like I was saying, you can come in with a game plan, and they're going to take some of those things away. So what can you do on the fly to make adjustments? We talk about sideline adjustments all the time. We talk about halftime adjustments all the time. Wes Phillips, offensive coordinator, up in the booth, communicating things that he's seeing down the field to Coach O'Connell. And like you said, I think when you can come up with a game plan on the fly, you're going to build up a lot of trust with the offensive players that, hey, this guy knows what he's doing. Yeah. All right, so let's not freak out. Let's not get over our skis a little bit. We know that we got a smart staff that's going to find some ways to get our guys open.
Man, getting our guys open is the number one key to this offense in order to scoring touchdowns and winning football games. But moving to the defensive side of the ball, we held those guys to 4 yards per carry. We didn't get many pressures, though. How do you think that balanced out this game, ultimately giving us a win today?
Well, I do think that we got a little bit lucky with DeAndre Swift's ankle injury. I mean, it was an issue going into the game. We didn't know how well he was going to perform. He came out and performed very well in the first quarter, but then you could see him a couple times get dinged up, limp off to the sidelines. Now, look, Jamal Williams is a great runner as well. Not quite the same dynamic ability as DeAndre Swift. So I think we dodged a bullet a little bit when it comes to their rushing attack. They were not at full strength. Now, we do have some things to clean up when it comes to coverage. So many times that we have on third down especially, they would run away from leverage from the outside. They'd run across the field. Our second level defense, our linebackers and our safeties, nowhere to be found. So we got to figure out what is going on there, because that's 2 weeks in a row now. We've had a big-time middle-of-the-field vulnerabilities in the pass game.
And I feel like the pass rush kind of goes hand-in-hand with that, right? Not many hurries today, 0 sacks. How does that complement what we want to continue to do on defense and getting pressures and hopefully interceptions?
Well, that definitely has to be cleaned up as well. We brought a lot more pressure early in this game. We did not pressure very much against the Eagles. We sat back and sort of watched everything in front of us. Ed Donatel did dial up some more pressures in the first quarter and as the game got along. So there wasn't a lot of pressures because of that, which is unfortunate. I see us on the outside, we're rushing too much right in the middle of the players. We're not picking an edge. We're not working our technique on the edge of our defenders. Daniil had a couple nice rushes on the inside spin. the ball just came out too quick.
Gotcha.
So I think they had a good plan for us when it comes to getting the ball out quick, but we got to fix those issues because you can't go through the rest of the season and not affect the quarterback very much.
And going into this upcoming Sunday matchups game in London against the New Orleans Saints, Jameis Winston, another game, 2 interceptions. They lost today to the Carolina Panthers. I know we haven't watched much film on those guys, but just understanding the history between the Saints and the Vikings, I feel like it always comes down to a big play. So what do the Vikings need to fix going into that game?
Well, just like I said, I think they have to affect Jameis. I mean,
Okay.
he is banged up, right? I think we all understand that he's got some vertebrae issues. So even when he's healthy, he's going to throw the ball into coverage at times. So we have to make him uncomfortable. We got to get him to run around. He's not a mobile quarterback. We need to affect the middle of the rush lanes to get him outside the pocket, force him outside the pocket, which is different than you would say like a Kyler Murray or something like that. But he is a statuesque quarterback that I think is going to make a lot of poor decisions when he's on the run. So let's see if we can get some pressure in the A and B gaps.
Vikings win 28-24. Another short week, according to TravelWise. We get out there
Yeah.
a few days early, so the Vikings have to hurry up, recover, rest, and get ready to beat the New Orleans Saints in London. So Vikings fans, looking forward to seeing you out there. If not, looking forward to seeing you watch it on Sunday. For Ben Lieber, my name is Gabe Henderson. This is Between the Lines, fueled by Gatorade.